Chapter 15. Antonia Pitch Benson opened her locker and shrugged out of her backpack. She was in the process of stowing it on the shelf when the words jumped out at her. Top secret. At the base of the narrow space, sitting on her gym shoes, was a printed note on bright green paper folded twice. She opened it up and began to read. You have been chosen for your special skills to do something that urgently needs to be done. To learn more, come to the ballroom at 3:30. Don't miss this. It will be worth your while. $, $. What's that? She wheeled around to see Darren Vader craning his neck to read over her shoulder. Mind your own business, she barked angrily, snapping the note out of his view. She refolded the paper and pocketed it. Now what could that be about? Someone had obviously slipped it through the vents in her locker door. But who? And why her? Her only talent was rock climbing, and there weren't any mountains or crags near Cedarville. The whole thing was probably just a joke, and if Darren was behind it, she would be expressing her displeasure with her fists. She slammed her locker shut. Whatever it was, she'd know at 3:30. Dad, this athlete's foot is driving me crazy. Isn't there anything we can do? Logan Kellerman had been so well prepared for an audition. He had rehearsed his lines so many times that he knew it inside and out. He understood every subtle shade of it, especially his character's motivation. He was someone who didn't want to be itchy anymore, and who knew his father loved him enough to buy an exciting new product to make him feel better. The role had become so much a part of him that sometimes he could actually feel the prickling irritation between his toes. There was no way the director of that commercial would overlook his performance. No way in the world. Dad, this athlete's foot, He was halfway through the speech again when he noticed the green paper at the bottom of his locker. You have been chosen for your special skills. Special skills? Logan's heart beat faster. This could only be about some kind of acting job. The ballroom at 3:30. He could hardly wait. Melissa Dukakis wasn't sure what to make of the folded green invitation. She had never been invited to anything before. Special skills? What could that mean? She was a C student who didn't know a lot of people and kept to herself. Maybe this was a mistake, the wrong locker, or maybe the wrong Melissa. There were several others in the school. That must be it, a mistake. She would go at 3:30, just to explain the mix-up. The green top-secret note crumpled in her pocket, Savannah Drysdale stormed past the gym. She'd been halfway home and she changed her mind about this meeting. Why lose sleep wondering about all this secrecy was about, as if she didn't already know? Griffin Bing and his sawed-off sidekick. The ballroom was actually a storage area by the gym. It was piled high with dead tennis balls, shattered ping-pong balls, ripped baseballs, cracked golf balls, squashed soccer balls, leaky footballs and basketballs, lopsided medicine balls, untethered tether balls, and balls from sports that no one played. Boshi balls, water polo balls, rugger balls, and even a few that no one could identify. Coach Nimitz could not bring himself to throw away a ball and truly believed that one day he would find the right pump or patch. Then all of his equipment could be used to promote physical fitness for children. It was in this rubber and horsehide graveyard that Savannah found the meeting already in progress. Along with Griffin and Ben, she was surprised to see Pitch, Logan, and Melissa lounging on the soft piles of phys ed cast-offs. You two, Savannah spat. I knew it. This is all about your stupid baseball card, isn't it? You were right to be angry before, Griffin told her seriously. We should have been honest with you from the very beginning. We won't make that mistake again. Pitch was bewildered. What baseball card? Before we go any further, Griffin said solemnly, I need your word that what's said in this room stays in this room. In or out, you can't tell anybody about this, ever. This is no kid's game. This is serious stuff on the line. Serious money, but also serious trouble if anything goes wrong. If you don't think you can handle it, there's the door. Nobody moved, not even Savannah, who knew what was coming. Pitch spoke up. All right, Griffin, you've got our attention. What's this about? A Babe Ruth card from 1920, the kind collectors pay big bucks for. Griffin gave them the whole story, from the discovery in the old Rockford house to Swindle's deceitful flim-flam and the unsuccessful break-in at the store. So it's about the money, but not just the money, he concluded. Swindle saw a couple of kids and he took advantage of us because he didn't think we could do anything about it. We're going to show him he was wrong. Logan cleared his throat. How much money are we talking about? Equal shares, split 3 ways, Griffin replied. We can't know the total amount because it's being sold at an auction, but the rock-bottom starting bid is $200,000. And Swindle told the TV news he thought it could go for over $1 million. $1 million? Melissa performed the calculation at lightning speed in her head. That's $166,666 each. I could buy a state-of-the-art computer. And build a new wing on your house to keep it in, Ben added. I could afford acting lessons from Sanjay Jatwani, said Logan dreamily. And I could take my family climbing at Yosemite, exclaimed Pitch in awe. Savannah was not as easily impressed. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I'd love to grow up knowing I've got enough in the bank to pay my way through veterinary school. Who wouldn't? But that kind of cash doesn't come easy. You're talking about a robbery, not a Sunday picnic. You're right, said Griffin. Still, if we all work together, we can pull it off. We break into Swindle's house through the skylight on the roof. Pitch, that's where you come in. Your job is to get us there. Like climbing on a building instead of a mountain, she mused. The house has an alarm system, but the motion sensors will be off. We know this because Swindle has a guard dog that sleeps in the house. The guard's no joke, but Savannah can handle him. Deep down, he's a real sweetheart, Savannah said fondly. Melissa shook her head, clearing the veil of hair from her face. So my role is to get to the panel and disarm the alarm? Pitch regarded her in amazement. You can do that? Ben shook his head. Doesn't matter. That's the last thing we want to do. If anyone shuts off the alarm, Swindle gets notified by e-alert. Melissa frowned. So what do you need me for? You know more about computers than anybody else in this town, Griffin replied. Can you hack into Swindle's email? Probably, but what for? We need to find a time when he's going to be out of the house for a few hours. We can't have him busting in on us when we're trying to steal our card back. Logan was confused. Where do I fit into all this? I'm an actor, not a burglar. Swindle lives across the street from the great-granddaddy of all nosy neighbors, Griffin replied. His name is Eli Mullenroney, and he has the whole block under surveillance 24/7. His chair is pointed right at Swindle's front door. We need you to focus your acting skills on making friends with this guy so you can distract him during the operation, and you'll be on a lookout at the same time. Griffin got up from the flattened exercise ball he'd been using as a beanbag chair. I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds dangerous, but if you can break it down into everybody doing their job, you'll see that no single part is impossible.